and homes torn apart in Georgia. That system is moving this way. We have team weather coverage of what we will see when it hits us tonight.
This is frightening. It's crazy. My school system does not need to be paying using my money, our money, your money to send people out to see where you put your head at night.
A woman hired to follow student athletes and their families not investigate some questionable practices by the Pitt County School Board.
Plus, surveillance video catches 2 thieves on camera who police say they're preying on. Your news at 6 starts right now.
This is 9 on your side at 6.
Good evening. Thanks for inviting us in tonight. I'm Jeff Arner.
And I'm Amanda Goodman. We are tracking a system tonight that will bring storms and strong winds about the time you'll be going to bed.
We have live team weather coverage tonight. Chief Meteorologist David Sawyer is in the forecast center.
And meteorologist Quaylen Murphy is live in Greenville. Let's start with David. David, get right to it. What can we expect?
Well, the winds are up for sure, Amanda and Jeff, and they will continue to blow. We're going to check in with our Quaylen Murphy in just a moment. But yes, we do have a strong cold front still expected to move across eastern North Carolina later tonight. As you will note, live Viper 9, there is the impressive line of thunderstorms out ahead of this cold front that is now poised in eastern Tennessee, extending to the Gulf. There, the reds, oranges, and yellows illustrating a very heavy line of showers and gusty thunderstorms this evening. We do have some tornado watches out ahead of this system. Not quite to eastern North Carolina yet, but we are going to monitor it very carefully for you. Windy conditions will continue even before the storms arrive later tonight. Gusts over 35 to 40 miles per hour likely, and near 50 miles per hour along the coast. So a wind advisory in effect for all of the 9 on your side viewing area. And then with these heavier downpours get here, we'll see about 20 to 30 minutes of heavy rain coming later tonight after 10 p.m. and through the overnight hours. And with more on what's going on in eastern North Carolina, go back with my colleague Quaylen Murphy. She's outside right now. Quaylen, we are certainly tracking this line of storms carefully. What can you tell us as far as the conditions currently in the 9 on your side viewing area?
Hey, David, just calm down here. We did have a gust outside. Now they're pretty intermittent as far as the gusts are concerned for the east outside of our Channel 9 studios right now. But I think the last gust was at 32 plus miles per hour. And my production team, I want you to know I don't have any monitors out here, so I don't have that but to back me. But at this time, watching some leaves blow past the area, a little bit of dust in the eye, those things typical of what you get before a storm is coming. David showed you what's happening with that strong line of storms, and we do expect the slight winds that are occurring now to pick up through the evening. So right now, gusts typically between about 20 and 30 miles per hour so far across the Channel 9 viewing area. But as we continue through tonight, those gusts will pick up in the 40, even 50 mile per hour range, especially along the coast. We expect those to continue, and we're going to watch the system work from west to east. So what that means is the interior portions of the viewing area will see the more active weather earlier, and then as we head into those pre-dawn hours on Thursday morning, we expect the coast, the sounds, the Outer Banks to see the remainder of the weather. The good news is heading into tomorrow, things will be much calmer in terms of severe weather potential, but those strong gusts will continue and much cooler temperatures on the way. We'll have more details on what's happening within the next 18 to 24 hours. That'll be solidly coming up with our Chief Meteorologist David Sawyer shortly. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Quaylen Murphy reporting. Thanks so much, Quaylen. A J.H. Rose football coach will not be getting his coaching job back. Back in November, you saw it first right here on 9. The Pitt County school system fired J.H. Rose football coach Todd Leip, and a scandal involving high school athletes not living in the correct school districts. This morning, the Pitt County School Board heard Leip's appeal. 3 Board of Education members voted unanimously to uphold the decision to dissolve Leip's coaching contract. Leip's attorney says he's not surprised by the outcome.
I didn't have an ability to bring in witnesses that would have been helpful to Coach Leip. And it's not just a problem with the procedure here, that's sort of statewide. If you don't have subpoena power, you can't compel the evidence that you need.
McGinnis says Leip will take the next few days to consider his next step. He says that could include filing a lawsuit against the school system. 9 on your side is digging deeper with our investigation into questionable practices by the Pitt County school system. 9 on your side's Alex Freeman sat down exclusively with Superintendent Beverly Emery. He joins us now live with more. And Alex, people are saying the school system actually hired someone to follow students home?
Amanda, I've got invoices and receipts right here totaling close to $3,500 that was paid by the school system. That's taxpayer dollars that went to someone to do surveillance work. Now, Superintendent Beverly Emery says this is a necessary step to crack down on student athletes, but other lawyers I talked to say they're breaking the law.
Her bill says she did surveillance. It's got her name. This is illegal.
Attorney David Sutton is representing clients who say they were followed and watched by Altrice Gales, and they say Pitt County school systems paid her to do it. 9 on Your Side obtained invoices and receipts to Altrice Gales for work listed only as surveillance in the amount of more than $3,000.
This is frightening. It's crazy. My school system does not need to be paying using my money, our money, your money to send people out to see where you put your head at night.
We checked, and Gales is listed as a criminal justice instructor at Pitt County Community College, but we could not find a valid private investigator license for her. We posed these concerns to Pitt County Superintendent Beverly Emery during our exclusive interview.
We may not have properly used the right person. I don't mean that in terms of the actual individual, but we will, going forward, do that, and we don't want anybody's concern that this isn't the right credentialed private investigator.
Emery says it's a more aggressive attempt to crack down on student athletes living outside their school districts in light of the recent controversy involving a high school student who was suspended from play after officials claimed he didn't live in his school district.
It's kind of hard for us. You know, we can spot check, we can have a social worker make a visit, but that's not really aggressive.
Is it possible that you could have accidentally done something that was against the law?
No, I don't think we violate any law.
Emery says that law only applies to people advertising themselves as private investigators. She says Gales did not.
Do you feel like this might have been too aggressive, having an investigator follow people to their homes and make sure they're where they're supposed to be? Was there a line that was crossed?
No, I don't. And I will say that what happened in the fall and the ineligibility of a young man is heartbreaking. And from my perspective, if other people are getting away with something when it's not legal for somebody who doesn't have the financial resources to go do that, that keeps me awake at night.
Now, Emery says they have stopped all surveillance and things like that they were doing previously until they look into Altrice Gales a little more and maybe decide to move forward or to stop doing the process altogether. Now, Altrice Gales did contact us shortly before this story today, but it was after deadline, and we're working desperately to get back in contact with her so that we can set up a time to get her side of the story as well. And of course, 9 on Your Side will continue to follow this story. You can always find the extensive coverage online at WNCT.com. Live in Greenville, Alex Friedman, 9 on Your Side.
All right, Alex, good work there. Thank you very much for that. A hog house collapses in Onslow County. 9 on Your Side's Tony Rawlings is there now. He's joining me live on the phone here. Tony, I know this happened not long ago. Where are you exactly, and what do you see?
Jeff, I'm here at Cohary Hog Farms, and that's just right on the Onslow County and Duplin County line. And right in front of me, I'm sure we have some pictures up, but right in front of me, I'm looking at the remains of the house that the hogs were stored in potentially. And you can just see, you know, beams everywhere, aluminum siding laying on the ground. It seems that this was a very devastating collapse out here. And the scene is cleared now, but we're told that several people were inside the building when this happened. And one person was taken to the hospital, but at this time we're not sure of the extent of those injuries.
All right, Tony, we are looking at that video now. Was this something that was being built at the time? Because it looks like it might have been a fairly new structure that wasn't completed, or is this something that's been standing for a while? Do you know that yet?
Not 100% sure, Jeff, but it does look like it was in construction. There are things like, you know, drills and power tools laying around outside, and also things like brooms and shovels. So it looks like this thing could have been being built and collapsed somewhere in the process.
All right, Tony, I know a lot of times in these situations, emergency crews rush in there. I don't know, are the roads affected there? Any traffic being held up that we can report?
No, Jeff, not at this time. I was in clear traffic on the way here, and I'm expecting clear traffic when I leave.
All right, our Tony Rawlings reporting live tonight from Onslow County, where a hog house has collapsed there. We will keep our eyes on that situation. Tony, thank you very much for that. A woman and her 1-year-old son and a teenage boy get caught in the crossfire of a drive-by shooting. It happened last night in Williamston. Police say when they arrived to North Martin Luther Jr. drive, they found 3 people: Charisma Smith, her son Thomas Goddard III, and Treant Howard, all shot. Neighbors say the shooters hit Smith 3 times. The baby got shot in the arm and the teenager in the hand. A woman who did not want to go on camera says the teenager showed up on her doorstep asking for help.
We were sitting on a porch and I heard gunshots, and I got up and took my great-grandbaby in the house. And I guess about time all of us got in the house, he ran in the house asking for help. This young man has been injured, he's been shot, and we got to get him some help. You know, we got to call 911 to get him some help.
Now, doctors treated and released the baby and the teenager. The woman's family says she is still in the hospital, but they expect her to be okay. Of course, that's North Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. I said Martin Luther earlier. We spoke to police a little while ago. They tell us they do not have suspects yet, but they are investigating.
In Greenville, thieves steal cash from a man downtown. Police say they're looking for these 2 men caught on surveillance cameras on East 5th Street. Investigators say the 2 followed him, pointed a gun at the victim, and then took his cash and cell phone. Police think the thieves are actually stalking out nightclubs to rob other people as well. Call the Crime Stoppers line if you can identify these 2. A car chase forces 7 eastern Wake County schools into a lockdown. It all started around 9:45 this morning after deputies responded to an armed robbery at a home in Wendell. Investigators say they started chasing the suspects all over that part of the county. School officials put 4 elementary schools, 2 high schools, and a middle school on lockdown. It was lifted once deputies cornered and arrested 3 men. You know, for years, baseball brought people into Kinston. And when we lost the Kinston Indians, it was definitely a big blow to the city.
Yeah, local stadium still stands empty, but the city's working to fill those seats. We'll tell you how.
Storm Team 9 with team coverage this evening. We're going to keep you ahead of a very strong cold front, what it will bring next.